Nearly 200 immigrants arrived in Iowa back in January to seek a better way of life. Shortly after, new federal government guidelines halted all refugee resettlement services nationwide. KTIV's Jessica Bowman walks us through the mission one local organization had to help those refugees who migrated to the Hawkeye State get back on their feet.
Filling the soul with tradition, refugees dancing with a flair not so familiar to the Midwest, but custom to the place they once called home.
I was born in Ethiopia. I grew up in Kenya.
At the age of 15, Abdulwali Yusuf, along with his family, migrated thousands of miles away to the land of opportunity. He knows firsthand what these refugees are experiencing.
New country, new language, new culture, new everything.
That's where Lutheran Services in Iowa steps in, helping to meet essential needs for these refugees who hold special immigrant visa status. Yusuf is now working for the LSI office in Sioux City and is the resettlement supervisor. He's worked with the 191 refugees that migrated more than 7,000 miles away from numerous places, including Africa.
It has been a difficult time at first. After the executive order came in.
A stop work order from the federal government ended total funding for refugees resettlement services nationwide. Nick Wirtz, director of LSI Immigrant and Refugee Services, says it was issued just weeks after the group of refugees stepped off the plane.
We as an organization knew that we could not abandon these families and we needed to continue to help them get settled here in Siouxland and in the communities across the state.
So they did just that.
We reached out to Iowans who generously supported LSI to continue that mission, and so we have successfully helped all of those families get settled here, find employment, and they are now self-sufficient.
Achieving and celebrating what LSI calls a remarkable milestone.
Serving someone from day one where they had nothing to, day 180th day where they are able to drive and come talk to you and maybe even try to communicate to you in English, like, oh, thank you, and small things like that.
In Sioux City, Jessica Bowman, KTIV News 4.
Tonight, LSI celebrated that milestone by coming together with supporters and honoring the organization's mission and the more than 500 people that donated generous dollars to support the effort. By the way, 36 of the 191 refugees are living in the Sioux City metro area.